Hey Mom Nation, well have I got a surprise for you today on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning. Isn't it absolutely lovely outside? We are here with Kelly Liston. I am so excited to see what she has in store for us because I'm actually at her house, lucky me, and I am going to be going through her coop, her chicken coop. She keeps chickens in the backyard and we are going to find out why she does it, how she does it, and well, without further ado, here we go. There she is.
Good morning, MOMnation.
Hey, Kelly.
I'm so excited. Ready to go take a look?
Yes.
All right. So they'll be super excited to see us. I'm a little messy back here this morning because my daughter likes to make I don't know, roads, paths. Come on in.
I have an engineer child as well. He's been
Yeah.
making absolutely everything.
She sets things up for them, and I don't even know.
Hi, ladies.
Because I bring them treats every day, so that's why they're very curious about me right now, and they're very curious in general. One awesome reason to keep chickens. She peck your toes. One awesome reason to keep chickens is they're entertaining and fun, and they are awesome pets. They all have different personalities, and this is Phyllis Diller right here.
Oh, she has a nice hairdo.
Yeah,
Let's
she's
check
fancy.
Phyllis out. So what kind of chicken is she?
She is a Polish. She does not a very good egg layer, but I like her because she's fancy, and she can't really see very well, so she's very skittish. Let me just kind of show you around what I have back here. This is my quail pen, and we can talk about them in a second. It's hard to see in there. I'll lift it up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's all kinds of them.
Those are babies. They don't look like babies anymore, but we'll talk about them in a second. So this is their space. This is their coop. This is where they go at night to be safe. It's locked up. They have a little door that opens when the sun comes up, and they lay their eggs in here. And actually, I'll check to see if anybody's been busy. That is the #1 reason we got chickens. Actually, was to. This is a broody hen, and we can talk about her. She's
in there.
committed to hatch eggs that aren't going to hatch, and it's really sad. Hi, Mama. Are you sitting on any eggs this morning? I know, she gets nasty too. Actually, I'm going to take her out. Could you hold that?
Oh, yeah.
Time to go get some food and water.
She doesn't want to come out, huh?
No. Yep, there you go. She was on an egg.
Ah. So how often do you get eggs, Kelly?
We get an egg a day from each chicken.
Oh, wow.
So, and it's an egg every 25 hours. And so some chickens are younger, so they're really good at egg production. Some chickens are older, and so we kind of go maybe days between egg laying. Phyllis Dillers doesn't really lay very many eggs anymore.
I love her name.
And when she's the only one that lays a white egg, and so when I see it, I'm like, oh, thank you, Phyllis. But typically for a chicken that is about their first year of egg laying is the best. They'll lay an egg a day, about. And then it just declines from there. So right now in the spring, we have 11 chickens, and we've been getting about 8 eggs a day, sometimes less, depending on the day. So we are like booming in eggs right now.
Yeah.
In the winter, they go into a natural rest. They need daylight to lay eggs, and so with less daylight, they don't lay as many eggs. And they also go through a molt, meaning they shed all of their feathers and they grow beautiful new ones. In order to do that, they need a lot of protein, and so they divert their protein to their feather production. And so with 11 chickens, I'll go from about 8 eggs a day to maybe 2 or 3. So we suffer in the winter.
Yeah.
I actually have to buy eggs in the winter, which seems like really weird. I'm like, why am I feeding you guys?
Right?
But
Produce.
Right, exactly. Eggs are the #1 reason we get eggs. Or chickens are the #1 reason. Eggs are the #1 reason we get
Chickens.
and also in that same vein, it's really important to us to teach our kids where food comes from.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of Oh Lardy's brand, is knowing your farmer and understanding the process. And when my oldest son was 6, I was pulling chicken out of the freezer, just like, you know how it's in like little packages and it doesn't really look like chickens, obviously.
Right.
He was like, what is that? And I was like, oh, that's chicken for tonight's dinner. And he's like, wait a minute. He's like, that chicken is like chicken? Like he pointed to the backyard. And I was like, yes, but we're not going to eat those. They're for our eggs. But for them to see or to know, I mean, our chickens are special. Our eggs are special. Backyard chickens, I have complete control of what they're eating. I mean, obviously they're eating bugs around here.
Right.
Which is awesome, but I get to choose which food they eat, and besides their natural foraging, which they love to do. That's another reason we got chickens, is because they eat bugs.
And scorpions.
And scorpions. It's actually the number one. We had a big scorpion problem at our old house, and so we let them free range. They could go everywhere in our backyard. Just so you know, they will poop on everything. Yes, even your patio, they will poop on everything. So now they're locked back here.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But they do eat scorpions, and they did help a lot. They brought our numbers that we were seeing inside our house way down. They love them. And so let's see, what's another reason? We said 6 reasons, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. But I have a couple of questions for you. Do you have any concerns with, pest control with the chickens foraging for their own and hunting bugs? Do you?
Yes. So like as far as like an exterminator spraying for pests.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you do?
So our exterminator isn't allowed to come in the coop.
Okay.
And he actually, until we got our gate up, he wasn't in the backyard.
Gotcha.
So he was never back here. He really just helped in the front because they do a good job of just of getting bugs. There are certain bugs that I find to be, while annoying, helpful. Black widows are one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I know that there's black widows under this coop, in this coop. They haven't bothered the chickens that I know of, just because the chickens at night sleep. And
right.
So they're not, the black widows are doing their job, which is killing other bugs.
Yeah, exactly.
So when they find them, they eat them, and so I don't really worry too much. I mean, I worry about my kids, and I come out here with a flashlight at night.
Yep.
If I do come out here. But so far, the exterminator's not allowed back here, and he knows we have hens, and he knows he's not to spray back here. So that is one thing to be very mindful of, is we are what our food eats.
Right.
We say we are what we eat, but we're also what we eat eats.
Exactly. Right.
And so that's definitely something to be mindful of. Let's see, what else did I say? Oh, they're also really easy. Chickens are super easy to keep. I kind of will show you what, look at this, she's trying to take a dust bath, and that's how they clean themselves. They've created these holes here.
Oh, gotcha.
And all of these holes to keep their feathers all clean. She's taking one right now.
Oh. They're very nice. I mean,
they're very sweet.
I just got one that pecked me, but she pecked my ring, so I thought.
Oh, she's just curious.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
So I just, as far as care, it's making sure that they have plenty of water. This is their water bin that, and they come down here and just drink out of this. There's so many water systems you can come up with, feeding systems. We have a treacle feeder here, so they have to step on it to get to the food.
Okay.
And that is because, she's like, you.
Can I get on camera? Oh, she wants food.
She knows it's there. I hear it all in the morning. It's there, and then they get off, it slams shut.
How cute. Oh, there's a little altercation at the feed box.
There's definitely a pecking order. That is
That's a thing.
That is a real thing. But I keep their food full. I make sure that they have full water. In the summer, it's a little bit more challenging because we have such high temperatures here in Phoenix, and so they just like cool ground. I do have an air conditioner in the
Yeah, I saw that. I was gonna ask.
It probably needs some servicing, but it's kind of like air conditioning a shed. It's not very efficient.
Right.
But it does bring the coop temperature down probably about 10 degrees, which, if it's 100 and it brings it down to 90, or if it's 110, it brings it down to 100. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
They like to sleep they like to hang out under our tent trailer, which this is, I don't know how much longer this will be here, but they do like to be under there because it's cooler, and so I'll take the hose and I'll wet it down, and then they hang out in the air conditioner, like the condensation that drips off of the air conditioner kind of makes the ground muddy, and so they'll get their feet all muddy because they cool off to their feet. Sometimes I'll bring out like a little, like a plastic bin that I'll put ice water in, or a big jug of ice, and then they can just stand in it. It gets gross though because they poop in it and then they drink it, and I'm like, no.
You're like, ladies.
This is a pool.
Ladies.
This is a pool. Come on. As far as like getting started with,
we do have one quick question, and then I want to talk about how somebody can get started if they want to. Somebody would like to know where you got that.
Oh, the treadle feeder. So I got that. I think I found it on Craigslist. There was someone. Honestly, this was probably 10 years ago. I got that thing. But you can find them on Amazon now. Just Google treadle feeder. They're actually now stainless steel. I need to get a stainless steel one because this is, when it rains, this wooden one
gets
expands,
wet.
and then when they step on it, it stays open, and then their food gets wet. And so, I mean, we make it work, but a stainless steel one that would be much better. But I know I've seen them on Amazon because I'm like, oh, I want one of those. I definitely want one of those. So let's see. As far as getting started with chickens, when I got started, I decided I wanted chickens in my backyard, and that was like 10 years ago, and not many people were doing it.
Right. Now it's cool.
People do. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's exactly. Let's see. What did I do? I bought chicks. I bought 4 chickens because there were 4 of us. That's kind of a good rule of thumb as far as how many to get. 1 chicken per household member, and unless you love eggs like we do.
Gotcha.
And so we have 11. I think we've had 15 at one point. So it just kind of varies. It goes up and down as they die, as things happen. But I got 4 chicks, and I told my husband he had 6 weeks to build a coop. And he built our first little coop, and it just needs to be a place where they can be safe. They can they can be in a run and a coop, locked up and totally happy, or they can just have their little coop house like we do and have a bigger space. So they do well locked up, and they do well in bigger areas too. So I mean, obviously they love to forage and hunt and stuff like that. And,
there she is. And this is a great size area here.
Yeah, they do well here. When I do let them out into the grass out there, they love it.
I bet.
Now they know, like they'll be like, wait a minute, you let us out, and I know we can go.
Field day.
Yeah, exactly. But as far as getting set up with chicks and chickens, all of your work is going to come up front. You're going to need to make sure you have a place for them to be. You're going to need to have a place to care for your chicks in a little brooder with a warmer. So all of your main expenses happen at the beginning because you're going to need a place for them to be. But ongoing maintenance is food and water, is really and upkeep of their systems. So
what do you feed them and how? So we saw the feeder box. Is that the only way, or
so they eat their main feed? They get out of there, and it's I get them it's an organic. It's called Big Sky Layer. I get it from a co-op here in Phoenix, and anybody statewide can order from this co-op, I'm pretty sure, or at least in the main Phoenix area. They have several pickups all over the valley.
Cool.
And for a 50-pound bag, I pay about $25, which I think is pretty awesome as far as price goes. And it's just it's a protein and grain mix. And then they obviously get their bug foraging during the day, and then they love treats. And so I come out here with mealworms that I get from a place called Grubly Farms.
Yum.
And I give them like lettuce and berries, and it's like kind of your produce. If you're looking at your produce, it's kind of getting a little sad. Your chickens will eat it. So I always give them like grapes that the kids aren't going to eat anymore, and any kind of treats when I come out. I'm like, oh, there's a major but. They're fighting for that stuff.
Oh, we got the pecking order happening over here.
And it's like, oh, that sounds like a great idea. I'll take a dust bath too.
That's hilarious. What's the name of your co-op again? We've got a question.
The co-op is, what is it called? The Phoenix I'll put it in the comments.
Okay, cool.
The guy who runs it, his name is Scott Brown, and yeah, it comes out. He orders feed every other month, and so and it comes from somewhere up in Montana. And but I will comment with the website of the Phoenix Co-op for that feed, and you can get any feed. It's not just chicken. I mean,
Gotcha.
I get my feed for my quail there, but they have goats, turkeys, all kinds of stuff.
Awesome. Next question that we have is trying to decide how large to have. Like, you have a pretty big coop right here.
So how much space do you need?
Yeah. How big a coop to how many chickens, basically?
Okay, so that's a very good question. So chickens in a coop need like you can't really see in here because this door is completely warped, but there's nesting bars in here. Can you see those down there? Right down there. That's where they, or not nesting bars, roosting bars.
Gotcha.
So they need on their bars, so you need to have enough 1 square foot per bird of roosting bar space. And then in the run, if you have an enclosed run, meaning like if they were to come out here and this was fenced into here, I need 3 square feet per bird.
Okay.
In a run. And so they would need 3 square feet outside and 1 square foot of roosting pole space inside. Obviously, they have more than 3 square feet out here.
Right.
I think this coop says I can have 12 birds up on roosting poles. They sleep in the nest box, which is disgusting. So they really kind of find their favorite place. Before I had these screen doors, they were open. They opened to the inside. They would roost on the top. That's why you can see,
funny.
That's why you can see a ton of poop right there.
Oh, gotcha. That's funny.
But that's about how much space you have. So if you when planning your area that they're going to be in, that's kind of, if you're limited, figure out how much square feet you have, and that's how you know how many birds you can have.
Awesome. What happens if you go on vacation? How do you care for them?
That's a very good question too. So typically when you're upkeep, all I need is make sure they have food and water and you're collecting their eggs. I mean, their eggs can sit in there. They'll start laying eggs on top of them.
Will they hatch?
No, we cannot hatch because there's no rooster.
Oh, okay.
So, and you do not need a rooster to make a hen lay an egg. That's also a popular question too. I like to say, I'm like, well, I don't need a man to ovulate every month. So,
exactly right.
neither do chickens.
I love it.
They do it every day on their own. But when I go out of town, I actually have someone that will either, because I have dogs too, either they will stop by once a day to collect and make sure food and water, and then, but I do like someone to stay here at the house. So,
oh my goodness, they're going crazy.
It's full on bath time right now.
How cute.
The best is when they're done and they stand up and they shake off, and all of their dust flies. They're like Pigpen.
Too funny.
That's one of the rooster quails making noise. I know, Mama. This is Big Mama here.
Hey, Big Mama. She not liking any strangers in her space here?
She's just chatty.
Woo!
I know, you go to pet them and they're like, nope.
She has beautiful feathers. They've got like purple, blue.
She's called a black sex-link. I believe she's a black sex-link. Or black star. I can't remember. I got her from my friend when she moved. She couldn't go with them. So, but as far as like, another question I get a lot is predators.
Yeah.
We are in the middle of the city, but we still get, I still see hawks. We have owls. We've had coyote. We've lost probably 3 or 4 to coyote.
Aww.
And so that's why the coop now stays locked, and we have an automatic door, so that, because I used to leave it open, and just so that in the summer especially, so that the air is flowing through. It's not like a box. Oh,
right.
You didn't quite make it.
Whoopsies.
They need like a little step stool here. I'm noticing this is, that's not good. We're gonna have to do a little fixing.
Maintenance.
Yep.
Honey-do list
today. Maybe I can put the little bowl down there and they can step on that.
There you go.
So predators, they're going to be everywhere, and so it's just a matter of just making your coop as safe as it can be. I mean, as soon as the sun comes up, they can come out. If there's a coyote sitting and waiting for them, I I can't really do much. I have seen people that will have like runs are completely enclosed, and so then they're really predator proof, meaning they can come out of their coop and they get to scratch and do all of their things, but there's a roof or, you know, it's fenced in technically.
Right, right. We've got another
So-
question about neighbors. Do you experience any trouble? Are they, I mean, you can hear them, but they're not, it's not like, well, you had said you don't have any
Yeah, we
roosters,
can't have
so.
roosters because we're not zoned for agriculture. You need to be zoned to have roosters. I have never had any complaints about the chickens because we have 12 of them. We get a lot of eggs, and so we often give our eggs to neighbors.
Oh, nice.
So that is a very good way to. I think most of our neighbors find them endearing because they just do. I mean, we're in here, so they're making a lot of noise. If we weren't in here, you probably wouldn't hear them.
Right.
But I have neighbors that will bring over produce for them.
Oh.
Yes, at our old house, a lady she would throw over like watermelon, like pieces that she just wasn't gonna have anymore. She'd throw over like corn cobs. I'm like, oh my gosh, she'd just throw it over the fence. And they loved it. So it's really you have to. I think there's city zoning in your city. You can look up to see what your rules are. But in Phoenix, I believe on a 10,000 square foot lot, you can have up to 20 hens, and you need depending on where your coop is situated. It's like it has to be like 80 feet from like a neighbor or something like that. Obviously we're right up against our back neighbor, but her house isn't right here.
It's pretty
there.
far, yeah.
And she doesn't, I've had such good luck with neighbors. It hasn't really been a problem. And they aren't too terribly noisy unless there's
something going on. Exactly.
Yes.
Another question, and it's mine. This is not an audience question. I'm just curious. Do you ever eat your chickens? Is that okay to say in here? Sorry, ladies.
No, it's actually a very good question, and a lot of people eat chicken, unless you're a vegetarian. These gals we don't eat because there are egg-laying gals, and so by the time they were, if they were to pass away, or if we needed to kill them for some reason, they'd be too old to really be enjoyable.
Good, yeah.
We might use them for bone broth. Because I don't want to waste them and their life. I want to make sure that they have a full service. If they die and I don't know how they died, then we don't eat them.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how they died. Were they sick? Were they just old? How long have they been dead? That's another question. I'm like,
right.
When did you die? Last night? This morning? I don't know. Sometimes I don't know.
Right.
It might have been a while since I saw it. I mean, I'm out here every day, but depending on when I come out. We have raised meat chickens, which is we raise them for the purpose of eating them. They're a breed called Cornish Cross. And so they're actually bred to turn food into meat quickly, so they grow very fast. They're ready for harvest around 8 weeks, which is kind of absurd how fast they grow.
Yeah.
And because they grow so fast, they have trouble walking. They're just a weird breed. We call them a Franken chickens because they were just so odd. I'm not sure we'd ever do that breed again, just because it was really sad. They were really sad chickens. I don't think they were very happy.
Aww.
Because they looked uncomfortable. That was a lot of work, I will say. We haven't harvested. That's our little chicken tractor over there, the wooden box. That was our chicken tractor that we had out in our yard that we kept our meat chickens in, and we moved it to a new patch of grass every day, so they had a new patch of grass to be in, and poop on and fertilize our yard, which was awesome. But they were it was a lot of work. We had 15 chickens, and it took us 2 days to harvest all of them. We didn't have a plucker, so we were doing it by hand. It was a lot of work.
Oh wow.
And it took me probably 7 years to get to that point, to think like, oh, I can raise animals for meat. And that's what our quail are. Our quail we have that are making a ton of
Go
noise.
look at those, yeah.
We raise for eggs and meat. We actually have this is a batch of babies we hatched in March, and they are actually going to be ready for harvest next week. They are they're fast matures, so they at 8 weeks, they're sexually mature, meaning they can lay eggs and reproduce, and they're also big enough for harvest. So that's about the same time as chickens as far as harvest time, but chickens, when you get them as chicks, they don't start laying eggs until about 6 months.
Oh,
And
okay.
so if you want eggs quick, while they're very tiny, they're they start laying so fast. And so that's exciting. On this side we have our parents. These are my parents that laid the eggs for hi babies, hey mamas.
Hey guys.
So we have we have an egg in there. We have one rooster, and we had 5 gals, but we had a gal die recently.
Oh.
Hey babe, what time is it out there? Okay.
9:30.
Okay. And so we're keeping them separate from the babies right now because then we wouldn't be able to tell them apart.
Oh, gotcha.
But this is here's a quail egg.
Oh, look at the egg. That's beautiful.
There's a size difference.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, one last question for you.
Okay.
Are there certain chickens that you cannot put together?
I don't think so. I know that there's different breeds that might have meaning like pheasants and chickens. But I mean, I've seen ducks and chickens live harmoniously.
True. Yeah.
I want to know who that rooster is so I can make sure we don't keep him. But no, I've never had a problem with chicken like living not in harmony. There's definitely a pecking order, and that's a real thing. You can see who gets treats first and who gets treats last.
Big Mama is just like, this is my turf.
You know what? I'm not sure. Is she there? She might be. She might be towards the top. She's so large and heavy.
Yeah, I mean, just her sheer size.
Yeah, she was actually, she had, I told her she was my friend's, and they had a coyote take out their flock, and she was the only one that lived, and she had a pretty big wound on her chest. So when I took her, she was wrapped in bandages. You can when she kind of stretches, you can see her little bald spot on her chest that feathers didn't really grow back in, but she gives us the biggest eggs. Like, they are massive. Like duck eggs, goose eggs, I don't even know. I see you.
They're Big Mama eggs.
Yeah, they're Big Mama eggs.
All right,
Yeah.
Kelly, well, is there anything else you'd like to add before we say goodbye today?
I will just say, if you've been thinking of getting chickens, even just thinking about it and worry about like how it's going to work out or how much work it's going to be, just do it. It has been one of our favorite things, one of the best things I've ever done for our family. It's the kids love coming out here and checking for eggs. They love that. That we know where this came from. It came from our backyard, and it's just so fun. The chickens are really, really cool, and you can't go wrong. I mean, it is a lot of fun.
I totally, not that I wouldn't agree with you or believe you, but I totally do because you've been doing it for 10 years. Yeah. So if after 10 years you're still saying this, like it must be good, guys.
Chickens.
Yeah,
yes,
it
is
must
so
be.
Fun. And I wrote a book about it. It's on Oh Lardy. It's
You did?
Yes, Oh Lardy's Guide to Keeping Chickens, or Keeping Backyard Chickens, and I can link to it in there.
Please do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a coupon code too.
Nice.
So yeah, it's everything you really need to just get started, and it's from picking breeds to what you need to set up and how much space you need, and resources, what kind of things you need for chicks and feeders and all of that stuff. It's all written out and super easy.
I love it. And if our mamas have any questions, can they message you?
Absolutely. You can message me. You can send me an email at kelly@olardy.com. Find me on Instagram or Facebook, and or just comment on this post too.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kelly. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Katie.
All right. Bye, guys.